This is an 8mm film transfer from 1972 of the Edison locomotive at Greenfield Village, part of the Henry Ford Museum complex. And here's that same locomotive in 2015. According to the Steam Locomotive Info website, the Edison was originally an 040 built by Manchester Locomotive Works in the 1870s. It was given to Henry Ford by Thomas Edison and rebuilt by Ford in 1932 to look like the William Mason locomotive in the B&O Railroad Museum. It was on static display until the 1960s when it went into regular service in Greenfield Village. The wood pilot was replaced by a steel pilot, and the balloon stack was replaced with a diamond stack in 1993. In 1997, the old wood cab was replaced with a steel riveted cab, and in 2004 the diamond stack was replaced with a straight stack. In 2005 the locomotive was retrimmed. I couldn't find out when the headlamp was replaced, but those changes gave it the appearance it has now.
Coming up next, the big building that you see is the Detroit Toledo and Milwaukee Roundhouse. Unlike the last building, this one is not called.
We visited the Henry Ford Museum in Greenfield Village in 1972, again in 1990, and most recently on this trip in 2015. The whole complex is fascinating and well worth visiting for a host of reasons, but here I'm only talking about the trains.
The white building coming up, over on the left-hand side, is the birthplace of Mr. Henry Ford. Henry was born here in July of 1863. Just a mere 2 weeks following the Battle of Gettysburg. Moved to Greenfield Village during Henry Ford's lifetime. 3 miles from Ford Road in Greenfield. As we pass the
Another locomotive, D&LN number 7, was also in operation the day we were there. One railroad that Ford saw as vital to his company was the Detroit, Toledo, and Ironton, DT&I, as the line gave Ford access to other major routes through the Midwest. In 1920, Ford purchased the DT&I. During his ownership period, Ford enjoyed riding behind number 7, which was built in 1897 by Baldwin. It became known as Henry Ford's personal locomotive. I don't have any video from our 1990 trip to the village, but this is the locomotive that pulled our train that day. It's Torch Lake number 3, an 064T locomotive built by Mason Machine Works in 1873.